En la mayor redada en sitios de empleo arrestaron a 1,187 indocumentados.
The battle over immigration policy has been loud. Undocumented got a postcard that said, quote, "All you dirty Mexicans should go back to Mexico. The only good Mexican is a dead Mexican."
Agents from Immigration and Customs Enforcement swooped down.
Each year, the number of undocumented students who attend the University of Minnesota is very small. This is all because undocumented students are charged with out-of-state tuition fee because of their illegal status.
This is my story. I am an undocumented student who will be attending the University of Minnesota this coming fall. I was born in Mexico, and so were 3 out of my 4 siblings. My mom moved here into the United States when I was only 2.5 years old. Then, 7 years later, I moved here with my mom, along with my siblings. When I got here, I noticed how life here is so much different than back in my home country. I had a better standard of living, and it was due to my mom's work. She worked a lot. I remember how every day when I got up to go to school, she wasn't there anymore. She had already left to work. She came back around 7 p.m. every day, Monday through Saturday. And whenever she wasn't working, she was either resting, buying groceries, or doing something else. This was very hard for me because I barely saw my mom. I didn't have my mom in any of my childhood memories, and now when I finally moved here with her, I had her, but I didn't really see her. There was no mother-to-daughter relationship because she was always working, making sure that my siblings and I had something to eat and a roof over our heads, which I thank her for. About 5 years later, after I moved here, things got rough. My mom lost her job due to her immigration status, and she had to work as a temp worker. This was very hard because some days she worked, some days she didn't. We didn't have enough food, nor money to buy the food, nor pay the bills. And by this time, my 2 older siblings were not living with us anymore because they decided to move away for several different reasons. Also, by this time, my aunt and my 4 cousins were living with us. Now, since we didn't have enough food, we had to go to neighborhood houses or churches where they gave free food every month. This was our support. The little money that my mom and my aunt gained through their hard work was used to pay the rent and the bills. While they worked so much for such a low pay, I took care of my 4 little cousins and my 2 younger siblings. I made sure that every single one of them got in school on time, and I also picked them up from school, and I made sure they did their homework, they had something they ate, and that they also had fun, because I knew that they were conscious of everything that was going around them, and I didn't want them to be sad in any way. I wanted to make it more bearable for them. So, when I was old enough, or at least when I looked old enough, me and my mom decided that it was time for me to join the workforce. So, I started working through the same office that she worked through, and my aunt. So, when I started working, I realized how bad undocumented people are treated only for the fact that they are undocumented. I did so many things. I cleaned bathrooms, cleaned suites, cleaned hotels, cleaned stadiums. I also shoveled the snow during the winter. I packaged food and other things. This was very hard for me because I was also discriminated because the people we worked for knew we were undocumented. We were treated bad, and they knew we couldn't complain about it only for the fact that we were undocumented and that we are worried about our status here. We don't want to get deported. We never have, because some of us think of this country as a home, because we have been living here for a very long time. I started working at the end of my sophomore year in high school. This was very hard because during that time I had to work and go to school at the same time. I usually worked about 45 hours a week, including school, because I had to take care of my school stuff, keep my grades up, and all of that. It was very hard for me because I barely got any sleep, and because I felt very sorry for my younger brother, who was now taking care of my 4 cousins and our other younger sibling. He had to do all those things that I did before. He had to take care of them, clean the house, and all that stuff. As I approached my senior year, I was resigned to not go to college. College was never an option for me. I was told by so many people, including my family, that I should be resigned to graduate from high school and start working. Well, keep working. And it was very hurtful for me because I wanted to go to college. I wanted to have an education, but that just couldn't be possible. So I didn't apply for anything. I didn't do anything until late March, when I decided that this cycle had to end. I could be different. I could do my best and go to college, which I am going to this fall. But it was very hard for me because I didn't have the chance to apply for the FAFSA or for any federal aid. The scholarships were limited. And that is one of the only ways that undocumented students like me can pay for their education. College or their own money. But I don't really have any money. What has inspired me to go to college and have a better education is all those things I have gone through. Working, going to school at the same time, not having a teenage life. I want to be able to go to college, get a better education, and help all these undocumented people. Because I know what they go through every day. They have to get really up really early in the morning, and they go to bed really late at night, or the vice versa. And it's really, really hard because they get paid low wages, which is really hard to sustain a family with. And especially, I want to go to college to help my mom. She has worked so much for us. And I just want to give her back a little bit of all of her support and all of her help that she has given me during my whole life. And one day, when I have children, I want to set an example for them. I want to be able to spend time with them. Because when I was, during my whole life, I didn't really spend time with my mom. I will be going to the U this fall, but I still do not have enough money. I do not want to drop out of college for the reason that I won't have enough funds. And one of the ways that this won't happen is I, along with other undocumented students, receive in-state tuition. This is a big issue because we as undocumented students, even though we have graduated from a high school in Minnesota and we have been living here for almost all of our lives, we still don't get in-state tuition just for the fact that we're not legal citizens of the United States. This is so unfair. Because we should be able to get in-state tuition. This will make college so much easier to go to. It will make it so much accessible. And it will give us, the undocumented students, the opportunity to prove our potential, to prove that we can make it, to prove that we are able to get an education and help our community and give back to society. We haven't gotten yet in-state tuition. And it makes me really sad because I don't want to get to the point where I have to drop out of college and now my hard work and my mom's hard work is going to be thrown away. So I really wish I had either in-state tuition or the opportunity to get federal aid or even get scholarships from the college, because they don't give those either. But hopefully I will succeed, and so will many other undocumented students, and we will prove that we are capable of going through all those obstacles that are in our way, and we will be successful, and we will help our community.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, times like these that make me say, Lord, if you see me, please come my way. Like leaving breadcrumbs rolling astray. Yeah, I'm sacrificing the price you pay. Like living like a fairy tale. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Yeah, more friends I mean, more like you. Yeah, not to put your fire with the things I do. I'm on an island by my lonesome stranded. Low key and staying candid. Reflect on all the things I try my hand at. Search for the equation to persuasions I'm used to. Finding comfort in the zones of clouds and bones I get loose to. A mountain is Fontaine. Spinning in monsoon and grinning this high octane. Explosive how I came. Rolling down the hills cause life's a hassle. Encircled by my folly like a moat surrounded.